I'm having trouble getting signal anymore. Control services aren't working. I'm gonna ask if you would just go get the car really quick, because I'm gonna leave this here and then we're gonna have to leave. Guys, we're here with the owner of Ritewing, Chris Click. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Drak. You've seen the videos on it, you've seen us flying it. Thanks, man, for sending this. It's an awesome plane, and you got even more cool stuff going on in the final production and kind of some little tweaks and changes.
Yeah, we made a little bit of adjustments to it. We've adjusted the wings to fit a little bit more in the center of the fuse. We've adjusted the length of the nose a little bit so it can CG, a little bit lighter batteries. We got it to where the airflow is going to be a little bit more sexy right through the middle and kind of smooth the aircraft out, and things that you just can't do with the hot wire. So at this point, we're going to get the CAD files done in the next week or two, and they're going to be sent off, and we're going to get this thing molded and still keep it on track.
How long has the Drak been on the, I guess the cutting floor per se for EPP for you? I mean, how long have you been working on this one and wanting to bring this out?
Oh, I've been wanting to bring it out for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Done a lot of development of forward swept aircraft way long ago, up 8 to 10 years ago. A lot of prop driven stuff, rear and tractor driven forward swept stuff, but we've always had a little bit of quirky issues with forward swept stuff and getting the airflow over the vertical smoothly to keep its low speed handling from yawing and wagging. So over the last couple years, I've been messing with this type of setup in the swept wings, like the Z3 and the big Spade, and I've always noticed that bringing this airflow onto the verticals across the wing has been able to straighten it out and make a forward swept aircraft a little more viable. And I started thinking last year, after I seen some of the improvements that we've been able to get from the saddles, I decided now it's time to go ahead and finish the design on this forward swept aircraft, because I was able to come up with the capability of the design complementing the forward swept aircraft.
So for someone who's looking at the Drak, and you know, we set this one up very much as a sport plane and as an FPV plane, sporting a vector. Guys that have not seen this, it's got a great big bay inside, lots of space to throw all kinds of batteries and gear. And honestly, it's set up really simple. I love Vector. It's just an easy, simple setup. But when you designed this, what were you looking at as far as not just the FPV enthusiast, but where did you see this kind of fitting into Ritewing's model of your aircraft?
Well, I'm doing a lot of search and rescue aircraft now, and I'm doing a lot of aircraft for mapping. And one of the big needs is to have the camera be able to fit in landscape mode in an aircraft and be able to carry a lot of that weight right on the center of gravity. Knowing where the center of gravity of this aircraft is golden, and if you can get the camera right on the center of gravity, whether this is an FPV aircraft or it's a utility aircraft, it's going to be completely able to excel in the areas of utility. And I consider that an FPV aircraft is a utility aircraft, because it is hauling tons of sensors, gear, and stuff just like the mapping plane. So as far as a crossover aircraft, it's really going to be able to excel. Well,
I think the same thing goes for when you're buying a vehicle. You don't buy a vehicle because it has four wheels.
Yeah.
You buy a vehicle for its capabilities, what it can do. Maybe it's sporty, maybe it can carry some stuff. And to me, this plane has a lot of that characteristics, is that you can do a lot of stuff with it. You can be an FPV guy, you can, you know, do some fun sport. And then you're going to do some bays or pods in
butted
the
up against the front spar here. There's bays, and I think they're around 3 inches by about 3.5 or 4 inches wide, right in this area, just behind this here, just behind the main spar that's going to join everything together. And there is going to be a little bit of a fillet in here, which is going to allow the airflow and everything to come over here nice and smooth, rather than having this type of an area which is only able to cut these kind of angles with a hot wire.
Right.
But once we put it in CAD and still keep the geometry the same, we're able to smooth this out to make it really look like something that's not just
really nice, sexy lines, stuff that you can't do on just a straight hot.
We're not changing the geometry, we're actually just taking the edges and smoothing it out to make it fly and handle much better.
Yeah, no, that's great. I know you have a lot of time and a lot of effort invested in this. Guys, this is not a $50 aircraft. You know, for those that are looking for some high performance piece of machinery, this is where you want to look. You know, I mean, you've got a lot of time in it, and I appreciate that. And appreciate the effort you put in, and even for our pre-production sample. That's why we've been gushing on it. It's really a slick aircraft.
Yeah.
It's neat, and if you've been flying it long enough in FPV or even in RC, you can start to really appreciate the difference from the bottom basement stuff that you go out and, like, what did you say, the throwaways?
Well, you got the throwaways, planes that you you know, you expect that they're only going to have so much of a lifetime.
Right.
But what's nice about something like this is when you go get it, it's going to be so durable when you fly it that small mishaps, you know, having good times with it is you can push it and you're not going to have to worry about tearing it up, because it's gonna take it. You can build it laminated, non-laminated, however you want to build it. And pick your poison. Yeah. Light power systems, light batteries, heavy batteries.
It's got a lot of capabilities, and you could really set it up a lot of different ways. Yeah. And I think we just set up a typical FPV setup, and it's just been a blast. Now that we've been talking about it, I kind of want to get on the flight line, because there is only one Drak at all of Joe Nall.
On the East Coast.
On the East Coast, and I've got it here, so I don't know. If we can get it up in the air.
Let's go, you're flying.
All right, let's do it. All right. Hey guys, we're here with Thomas Harris, but he's got that on his hat, so you may have already seen that already. Thomas is gonna fly the Drak. You're the only other person now that's gonna be able to fly this. I've flown it, and that's it. Cool. So let's see what happens. He's never flown this one before. We'll get his impressions afterwards.
Well, you know, we're not just letting anybody just fly this,
Thomas,
because he is part of the family.
Now, you've been coming to Joe Nall for how long now?
This is my 10th year in a row.
10 years, and you've been flying for how long?
Since the late 80s. We'd have to do some math to figure that out.
Okay, so this is a seasoned pilot, guys. So we got somebody who's got plenty of stick time. You fly helis, you fly what, large scale?
Giant scale, IMAC,
you do
helicopters.
A little bit of everything. And now you're starting to get into quadcopters too.
Quadcopters, yeah.
Yep, all kinds of fun stuff. Yep. All right, let's get the Drak in the air.
Let's fly.
Let's fly.
So I'll just where he told me.
It's a baseball.
I got a big enough hand, dude.
I got tiny hands too. It's a baseball. Oops, sorry.
You just grabbing it here.
Yeah, just like that. It's a baseball.
Yeah, that's better.
I put the batteries about 3/8 of an inch before the forward. Pretty sexy. First Drak at the Nall.
Hey, Chris, when you say pretty sexy, you're talking about the Drak, right?
I'm talking about the Drak, not you. For sure. Tom.
Yeah.
What do you think after the first flight?
I think it's pretty cool. I'd like to put it on FPV and fly out about 5 miles, come back. Yeah.
We can do that. It's been out 13 miles so far. Not this one, but mine. Easily. Has legs.
Plus it just looks cool.
Yeah.
I mean, up in the sky, it just looked really
Do you notice all the birds got out of the way and the other planes landed?
Yeah. It just makes the other planes are like land.
They all landed.
Yeah.
I heard landing.
Yeah. It really isn't. It's a neat airframe. Now I know you've never flown it before. I've got my kind of rates. I've only got 3 flights on it at the same time too. Now with the wind gusting and bopping it around, it's enough. You get used to it, but at the same time, it's not like it's uncontrollable or anything different than anything.
It was getting bounced a little bit, but it did not feel like it was being affected. It was still very flyable.
Yeah. I feel like the more power you give it, it just gets more and more locked in.
Yeah. You know? Well, I've noticed even since the first time I flew it, there's a lot of planes you go out to maiden a first time, and you're really nervous, and then you fly them and you realize why you were nervous because there was a whole lot of craziness going on.
Right.
But you know, this plane usually, the first time I went and flew it, it was wonderful, and that's why I was saying it's like a cream puff. You fly it like it's something that you've already been flying and it's trimmed already out.
It does, yeah.
You have another battery?
No, we can charge those up. I only brought 2 packs.
All right, you're leaving today, right?
Yep.
Are you leaving the plane?
No.
Come on!
Taking off. You can set up low rates at half of what you have right now.
Yeah. For FPV or just normal?
On the field.
Okay. How do you like it?
Other than being set up a little hot, it flies pretty awesome.
Sure. It's just easier here. So yeah, vector flight controller. And that's pretty much it. And then I'm running UHF.
Nice.
And Matt did all the finish work, get the build out. Not a whole lot. It's gonna roll over and just take right off, straight on.
Okay.
It's not gonna be horribly snappy, but like if you go to snap roll, it'll snap.
Nice. The cool thing is, it's pretty nice to find out the durability, right? If I screw up.
I know. Hey, this is one
Josh.
of only 4 built.
It's us.
Huh?
It's us.
We never crash. We never crash.
We never crash. Hard.
So you want me to follow that?
Yeah, go ahead and follow that. All right, you ready?
Yep.
I'm nervous. All right, I'm not nervous.
See what I mean by like you immediately get right on step with it.
I've never flown a forward swept wing in my life.
You can come off throttle a little bit too if you want. It handles. It has a good speed envelope.
I've been tracking this thing for some time now, and then so I reached out to him. I was like, man, I'm really excited about what you're bringing out.
Oh, this is
And
awesome, man.
This one was hand built by Chris, set up, and then Matt did the final assembly and putting the thing together. And then the finished one will have a little longer nose, so the CG will be able to be set up a little bit easier and be able to be locked in a little bit quicker. Go.
It has a punch to it too.
Come around,
yeah,
and then start opening it up, and then just pull straight up vertical.
Okay. This is the first time I've flown here this week. I love this.
Yeah.
You know what? Right from the point you launched it, it felt like a friend.
Yeah, that's what's pretty amazing. Keep going, keep going. Just
nice.
up on.
And there she goes.
I'm using it now.
I love it.
I should be using it.
It does remind me of, what is that, the Romulan destroyer?
Yes, I know. I told Matt when we were first doing this one, I was like, can it be the destroyer? Yeah. I forget what the one is called, but I was like, it can be like that dark green color and everything. Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
It's got a nice presence in the air, but it looks intimidating. It's got a lot of power, but at the same time, you can really pull off and just float.
Yeah, I like it.
So,
it looks like it's meant for just tracking smooth lines, huh?
I know, yeah. And then for mapping, it can do both. So you don't have to be flying at more than 40 miles an hour, cover enough distance. And
how's it stall?
I actually have not even stalled it other than doing a full vertical, and I let the nose roll back out in FPV.
If you set it up tail heavy, it'll flat spin, but as long as you get CG right, it's fine.
See, and then usually the nose just starts to fall.
Nice.
No folding prop, no. So we just usually bleed off some speed and everything.
Do you have brake in it?
Nope.
Okay, good enough.
Just off throttle.
Dude, I love it. Way to go. We'll milk it a little bit. Yeah. I'll still have to do the walk of shame with this thing. It's hold still.
Yeah, nice.
Great job. That's awesome. So, it flies cool, but it looks cool too. I mean,
I know.
There's no way that you're not going to be bored with that.
We call it the pucker factor for us, definitely, with flying these and getting that one out. I was like, man, I'm like, I was scared to fly the darn thing. You have a lot of time. There's only a couple made, and it's like after it got in the air, it felt like you'd already been flying it. Once you kind of like, okay, my nerves are good. Let me just fly the thing. It's just really stable, and it doesn't have any weird tendencies.
You still blow me away with the over the head. I don't know. Let's just look at this prop pulled by my eyeball.
You guys are gonna have to do a DIY launcher.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. At a foam board.
Yeah, there you go. We'll do PCB. That's another natural material. That's awesome. On the field.
What do you think about the thing so far?
It flies really good. It's real stable.
I mean, is it as intimidating as it looks?
No. It's real solid.
So I want you to start picking up speed as we come around the next one, and then I want you to come in and let's open it up, and then let's do a nice pull vertical. And then just start climbing. Then I usually start easing off and then roll over. It just tracks really good. The faster you go, it tracks. It really starts to. It does, yeah. Oh, I definitely like that. Drak versus Jet.
How do you like it?
I really like it a lot. I'll have to have one.
Nice job, man.
Thank you.
Pilot. Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks for test riding it.